gamers, this is Tej. I'm the game director at High Moon Studios on Transformers Fall of Cybertron. We cannot wait to show it to you. So what we do when we're building the game is really kind of focus on the spiritual heart of what makes Transformers so cool. And I know it sounds kind of silly when I say it, but the heart of Transformers is transforming. And, you know, the concept behind that, changing form from one shape to another, and inherently making that be meaningful, strategically meaningful in the levels, is at the core of what makes this game so special. There's kind of two criteria that we use when selecting who's going to go in the game. And then we use those criteria, and I'll explain those in a second, and then kind of pitch to Hasbro, okay, here's how we want these characters, here's why we want these characters. The two criteria are popularity, like how big are they in the universe, what's the draw and demand for them, and the other criteria is gameplay. And those are both of equal importance in what we're doing in the game. Certain characters like Metroplex, maybe not the most popular character, but what he does do is he provides a very unique gameplay style. Grimlock is a very popular character and provides really great gameplay style. Jazz, always very popular. This game, you know, he's a DLC character in War. He's a full playable character in Fall, and it's because he has a grappling hook straight out of the G1 series, and we were able to kind of bring that new gameplay style in. Grimlock was important for us to go in because he provided, as I mentioned, like it was fulfilled both of those criteria really well. He's beloved by the fans. Story-wise, what's great about him is he's a good guy. He's an Autobot, but he's the only character that butts heads with Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, and that allowed us to tell a really interesting story about how Grimlock is a good guy, but still has his own agenda, and at the same time show off how cool Optimus is and what it takes to be a great leader. But the gameplay that came with him was so fundamentally different for Grimlock. We looked for a lot of different kinds of inspiration in that. And we went back to the G1 cartoon, and they were that kind of the slow, plodding, super powerful, but slow and plodding T-Rex, and his speech patterns were the same way. And that's not really what we were looking for. So we looked at some of the other media of Grimlock and really settled. The UK Comics, I thought, did a really cool job of making him interesting, intellectually interesting. So we drew from that kind of stuff. And then the gameplay, we kind of paved our own path. And you know, there's so many memorable moments of him being very physical, you know, breaking things, bashing things, you know, and having a good big sword. And so we just said that's the place for him to live. Making levels from Transformers is not easy. It's not easy for a couple reasons. One, there's not a lot of parallel games we can look to. Actually, the best game we could look to while building Fall for how to build spaces that a Transformer would use and find interesting and play patterns that could be neat was War for Cybertron. And we really kind of broke ground with that game. So we were able, as artists, to kind of hone our craft and do better and better with the kind of the level design philosophies that we use. At the core of Transformers is this choice. How do you want to play? Do you want to be in your robot form? Do you want to be in your vehicle form? Do you want to do a hybrid? And we just started adding all these, you know, fun multipliers, like cool weapons. We have, you know, the traditional shotgun, the sniper. We also got lightning guns and Tron disc guns and stuff. And all those things, plus your special ability like grappling hook or cloaking or turning into Tyrannosaurus Rex, all those things kind of have to holistically come together as we build levels. You know, honestly, if people often ask me about how we do that, it's just a ton of hard work. We just play it and play it and play it. We stay in low-res geometry as long as we can, and we watch people play and see what they're doing, because everybody plays this game kind of differently. That's the great thing about this game. Something that we never had on War that we knew really needed to deliver on was a really engaging upgrade system. And for us, that was not in the characters because you were switching characters often. It was actually in the weapons. So what we did is we built the Teletrans store, and where you can go in and you can spend Energon credits to buy and upgrade your weapons. And I think what you're going to get is a real attachment to certain weapons when you pay for these meaningful upgrades. You know, plus 50% accuracy, double the clip size. Like, not, oh, it's 1% better, but really large scale upgrades. And not only do you upgrade weapons, but you can also buy gear like a turret that can follow you around, a shield. You can increase your recharge rate on certain things, and even buy store upgrades that are like, I've never really even seen this. You can buy one upgrade in the store where it increases the foot speed of all of your characters for the entire game once you buy it. Now, it's big and expensive, but if you're going to do that, it affects every character you're going to play with. So that was a big part for us to nail. If there's one thing that I am the most excited about to see what happens when we unleash this game into the wild, it's the character creator system. So So what we did is every character is made of parts in competitive multiplayer. Head, chest, upper arms, legs, wings, wheels, lower arms, tank barrels, all of it. And so you can just cobble together the assemblage of parts that you think looks amazing. And you hit the transform button, everything looks great. You untransform, you mess around with more parts, you can do customization all over the place. It's super fun. Now, and you might also think, all right, well, I got cool color options too, and absolutely all that stuff's there. But what we added is this metallic slider. So you can peg it all on one side, and your car or your truck or your robot is going to look like a painted, matte G1 yellow, for example. And you slide that bar to the complete other side, and all of a sudden it's this ultra shiny, high-tech concept car. And it's the same yellow, but it's taken on a whole new dimension once you're controlling the metallicness, the degree of specularity. So anybody who's a big Transformers fan, and even if you just like customization, tens of hours in the menus, not even playing the game. Back also is Escalation Mode. It is our 4-player online cooperative gameplay experience. It is incredibly addictive. The way it works is you get in with 3 buddies, play through wave after wave of enemies. There is an endpoint where you can win. There are 3 strikes. If you get party wiped 3 times, you lose. And as you play through the game, you earn credits. You spend those credits on health, on ammo, unlocking doors to access new areas of the map, new weapons, new upgrades, even traps to trap the enemies in. There are 4, let's call them jobs, roles on the battlefield. There's the medic. There's the character that has the big shield and that can kind of deflect and draw aggro. There's a character who can drop the ammo beacon and give everyone some ammo and create a slightly defensive perimeter. And then there's the character that has the floating AI turret that joins them. But you can only have one of each. You can't have 2 healers. So what happens is if you guys aren't working together, it just all falls apart. And it's very simplest. The healer, right? Super critical, important character. He can heal all 3 of the other characters. But the one he can't heal is himself. So you really need to kind of have that tight cooperative teamwork going on. Lots of communication, using your vehicles effectively. It's incredibly addictive. Thanks for listening, guys. Transformers Fall of Cybertron is coming out August 28th. It is right around the corner. We're going to be out on the 360, the PS3, and the PC.
Metroplex heeds the call of the last pride.